Another perfect day to wrap up this series. Dodgers going for the sweep after this offensive explosion on Tuesday. They had just enough on Monday with the 2 solo home runs in a 2-1 win, but 12 runs on a season high, 17 hits yesterday. They had 9 different guys get a hit, had 9 different guys drive in a run, 8 guys scored a run. And a complete offensive performance. That right there is the only guy that didn't have a hit yesterday. Leads things off for the Dodgers, presented by your SoCal Helpful Honda dealers. And then it's Andy Pages hitting second, his best game in a while yesterday. 3 hits. 3 hits for Freddie Freeman as well. Mookie Betts, a multi-hit game. He's the shortstop and cleanup man. Max Muncy was able to get off of the schneid in the 9th inning with a 2-run double. He starts at third. Alex Call, who's been one of the big stories in this series and has returned to right near where he grew up in River Falls, Wisconsin, having a great couple of games. Ryan Ward in left field hitting 7th, with Dalton Rushing back in there doing the catching. Kirsten giving us the details of him coming back, clear of the concussion protocol. And Alex Freeland having a good series as well. So 2-1 in the first game, 12-3 in game 2, and now 18 of the last 21 head-to-head against the Twins the Dodgers have won, including 9 of the last 10 they've played here in Minneapolis.
When you take a look at that run differential, plus 53. That first one the other night was a close one, but last night just pure dominance. And like I said, it's been a little bit of everything. It's going to be that man tonight, but the defense has shown out. The pitching's been elite, the power's been needed, and it's showed in the base hits with runners in scoring position last night.
And so we reached the halfway point of the season tonight, game 81. The Dodgers are the Major League best, 51 wins this year. They had 50 wins at the halfway point each of the last 2 seasons. Joe Ryan notoriously fashionably late. Game starts at 6:40, but when Joe Ryan pitches, usually about 6:43.
We'll start when I say it starts, right?
It was at about 6:39 we were watching him, and then he went down the tunnel. It's like, no, Joe, other direction. Now, the Twins came into this series having won 6 of 7, coming off a hot-hitting road trip, but in danger of getting swept here. Dodgers looking for their 21st win out of their last 30 games. Going to have their work cut out for them tonight, though, against Ryan. All-star candidate, Cy Young candidate. Now, it looks like Cam Schlittler's running away with it in the American League, but if he were to slip up in the second half, Ryan's one of the guys looming. Since the start of May, 3-0 with a 239. You put it all together, like we're talking about off of the top, he's been one of the top guys in the league.
He really has. You take a look at those numbers, an ERA of under 3. More strikeouts and innings pitched. One of the things about Joe Ryan is he's going to throw at the top of the zone. He's going to ride that fastball. You take a look here on StatCast 3D, sponsored by Google Cloud. You got the 4-seamer, the sweeper. The knuckle curve is his toughest pitch. Throws it more to left-handers than to righties, but he will feature it against the right-handers. This is a guy that's not only pitching for the Twins, but he's pitching for the entire league right now, because there's a lot of talk that he could be moved.
Yeah, he's got 1 more year on his contract after this season. And they're giving him a hard time. Robleski's saying, hey, what happened to 640? I got a buddy who, when we get together, he likes to set very specific times. Instead of let's get together for a cup of coffee at 9, it's see you at 8:57. And the point is, I'm giving you a specific time because I mean it. So maybe the games here should start not at 6:40, but at 6:30, 8:30. Ryan's 30 years old, out of San Francisco. Grew up a Giants fan, watching Tim Lincecum and Matt Cain, Madison Bumgarner. Got drafted in the 7th round by the Tampa Bay Rays, so he was not a big-time prospect. Part of that was he hadn't pitched a ton. He was a guy that, he was a water polo player. He was a swimmer. He only played baseball for a few months out of the year. Wasn't highly recruited in college. Didn't pitch a ton in college. So the Rays saw a guy who was untapped. But he fell to the 7th round because he hadn't proven a whole lot. They drafted him in the 7th round. Twins got him in the Nelson Cruz trade in 2021. Debuted that September and has just gotten better and better as his career's gone on. Now in his 5th full year. All right, what do you say?
You have anything left to talk about? You use it all up.
Thanks, Joe. I'm all out of stuff. Yeah, he shows,
look at he's stretching.
Shows off those swimmer's shoulders. noted swimmers facing off here to start the game. Ohtani climbs in with the Dodgers looking for the sweep. Ryan winds and throws, and off we go with a line drive right at Clemens. 1 pitch, 1 out. So it brings up Andy Pages, who went into yesterday's game 5 for his last 33, but a 3-hit game yesterday and some impactful defense.
Yeah, you see right there that throw, the way he threw the ball to Mookie, super athletic. Didn't jump, didn't leave his feet, just literally planted and contorted himself and made a great throw.
Well, Andy lately has been swinging a little extra hard, gripping the bat a little bit too tight, and talking to the hitting coaches. A lot of times when you are making changes as a hitter, you don't want to focus on the fine things, the hands. You want to focus on the root of it. But they look at it backwards with this. They're telling him focus on the hands, just lighten up a little bit, and they think that'll lead to everything else loosening up in the swing.
Well, there's no question athletically you always want to be free and easy, right? The more tense you get, whether you're out on the mound or in the batter's box, the slower you move. Andy looked great last night. I mean, he hit some ball, 3 balls to right and right center, and that's as good as I've seen him in quite a while.
On this 1-2 from Ryan, Pages takes a fastball upstairs. And of course there is the pressure of trying to hold down the vote for the All-Star game, trying to make the All-Star game for the first time. Andy's never going to say that, but it would make sense if that was leading to him over trying a little bit. Take strike 3 here, 2 gone in the first.
Pitch at the top of the zone, and we talked about it. Now normally he doesn't throw that knuckle curve at the top. It's usually that fastball, but that knuckle curve, now hitters are 2 for 24 right-handed hitters against him with that pitch.
Pitch that he didn't have until last year, and just would sprinkle in a few of them per game last year, but using a bunch this season. His strike 1 on Freddie Freeman, who had a 3-hit game yesterday, 462 in his career here at Target Field.
Yeah, Freddie treating this place like Chase Field in Arizona, where he absolutely destroys baseballs. Another one of his favorite parks here.
Now lately it's just been a hit here, a hit there, plenty of power, but not to Freddie's liking. He's wanting more multi-hit games. Good sign for him to get one last night. Now trying to string them together.
Great hitters are greedy. I mean, there was none greater than, I should say, none more greedy. Pete Rose. I had an opportunity to work with him at another network, and you know, he always used to talk about getting hits and never be satisfied. He had 3, he wanted 4. He had 4, he wanted 5. And that's what I think, you know, Freddie is. Yes, he hasn't gotten the multiple hits, but he's also avoided the offers, which is, that's just as important.
We were talking about that yesterday. That's what he was telling us, that he's felt like for a lot of this year he's just trying to keep his head above water, and when that's the feeling and you're still at 278, you're doing a pretty good job. So scoreless first inning for Joe Ryan. Here comes Shohei Ohtani when you come back. Byron Buxton, the American League home run leader, bats second in center field. Then Cody Clemens and Josh Bell. Victor Caratini went deep in yesterday's game. So did Brooks Lee, who follows Royce Lewis. Tristan Gray gets his first start, and Ryan Kreidler's the shortstop and 9-hitter. Against Ohtani, whose 1.47 ERA is second in the major leagues, trailing just the Miz.
Yeah, he has been electric this year. Some hiccups the last 2 starts, looking to right that ship. You see opponents average just a paltry 167.
Larnach stands in. Ohtani comes home, and his first pitch is tapped right back to him. And for both pitchers, 1 pitch and 1 out. Ohtani biting at that finger, continues to deal with that blister issue, but in talking with the training staff, talking with the coaches, the blister only bugs him on the splitter, and so that's why he was able to pitch through the game even with bleeding all over his leg last week. A lot of pitchers you see that and there's no chance they continue, but it's a unique spot. We were talking with Mark Pryor and he said he doesn't remember ever seeing a pitcher have a blister there. Aaron Buxton takes outside, ball 1.
And he thinks it's probably a result of throwing that splitter, right? Because that's where a seam could, it's on the inner part by a knuckle, a little above the knuckle. That's where the seam may rub.
Got the call on a splitter right there. So it doesn't mean that he's not going to throw it. When you look at the usage, it would tell you that the sweeper bugs it, because he only threw that 10 times against Tampa Bay last week. He'd been averaging about 35. That more was so because he just didn't have a great command for it. The last couple starts, the sweeper hasn't been as good. So went away from it, and we saw more curveballs against Tampa Bay. Here's his 1-2 to Buxton. It is the sweeper that's lifted to left field. On comes Ward, coming hard and making the catch. And Ohtani with a chuckle, thinking that was routine, I thought, and at least he got the out. 2 of them now.
Well, you take a look at Ward, that ball off the bat, he did not come forward at all. He kind of freezes. He even takes a little step back because he's reading the swing and how the ball usually comes off of Buxton's bat. This was off the end of the bat. Once he recognized, threw those burners into high speed and caught the ball.
All is well that ends well. You know, Ryan Ward, first month in the major leagues, doesn't want to let a fly ball fall in front of him when Ohtani's pitching. Cody Clemens here. Had yesterday off after going 0 for 3 in the first game. Twins came into this series second in the American League, trailing just the New York Yankees in runs per game. They're coming off a road trip where they'd scored 8 runs on average. Dodger pitching, though, holding them to 4 runs in 2 games. Ohtani's 2-0 pitch. Outside, ball 3. 7 runs allowed his first 10 starts. 8 runs, though, the last 2 starts. There was a game in Pittsburgh where his mechanics he just felt were off throughout. The knee started to bug him a little bit. 4-pitch walk here to Clemens. And then his last time against Tampa Bay, he was cruising. Didn't give up anything through 4. And then 4 runs in the 5th. And it's kind of been that way in both of those starts where he was really good until he wasn't, and a big inning in both cases.
Yeah, well, those last 2 starts, 12 2/3 innings, 13 hits. You look at his 5 previous starts to that, 31 innings, 13 hits.
Inning continues, and Josh Bell takes the ball. So that's 5 straight misses from Ohtani, who, when he's right, hits the bullseye like Yamamoto does. Last couple starts, though, command of the fastball, command of the sweeper, not the same. Still looking for it here. There's a good fastball. Angry one up to 100. Weak fly ball left center field, and I hope the bleep button was working right there. Bell lets his displeasure be clear as it flies to left, and Ward puts it away.
MLB Plus is new for 2026. Stream MLB Network 24/7 and select out-of-market games every week. Plus live radio broadcasts, game day 3D, big inning, and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe.
Mookie Betts to start the second for the Dodgers against Joe Ryan. 2 hits for Betts yesterday, .350 over his last 10 games. Betts all year, coming in and out of the injury, tweaking and searching, changing his swing, trying to find that feel. Felt like he finally found what he was looking for when the Dodgers were in Chicago on the previous road trip, and is stuck with his process, is stuck with that swing. And Aaron Bates, the hitting coach, was saying before the game today, sometimes boring is good. Just building off of the work that you did there and not trying to change anything.
Yeah, I mean, when you're reaching for something and you finally get a feel, then you just ride with it. It doesn't matter if somebody may say it's not going right or it's not going. If you're getting hits and it feels comfortable, ride with it as long as you can.
Not a whole lot different in terms of the batted ball profile as he's gotten going these last couple of weeks. Hits just falling in for him. Things even and out. Dave Roberts is saying, though, that's a big deal for a guy like Mookie. We've talked about is on that Kyle Tucker side of things where he's got to be reminded how good he is. So even though things haven't been a whole lot different, the simple fact of the ball falling in is an extra big deal for Mookie's confidence.
Look, there's nothing great about walking up to home plate and looking at the scoreboard and seeing numbers that you're just like, oh man, let me get up here real quick, let me get out of here real quick and get that stuff off the scoreboard. And that's real.
Drives this ball to deep left center field. Larnach going back at the track at the wall. Goodbye. Home run, Mookie Betts. Dodgers strike first.
Joe Ryan tried to go after him with a four-seamer up in the zone. It didn't get high enough, and that thing just kind of ran inside. And Mookie got to it. Whatever he's feeling right. 399 feet, 101 off the bat.
Look out. 399 feet, 300 home runs for Mookie Betts' career. So the Dodgers on the board first. Max Muncy ripping one down the line, but it hooks foul. Max not trying to wait around like he did yesterday.
No.
Went 0 for 5. Everybody else is getting hits around him. And in the 9th inning, he got a double. Make sure he could enjoy the post-game festivities too. But tonight, it's Betts to get him started.
Yeah, Max was living on the edge last night. Because not only did he wait until his last at bat, he was down 0-2.
Yeah. To left center field. Larnach coming on. It's going to fall in front of him. And in his first at bat, he does get a hit. That brings up the star of this series, Alex Call, who did this before when he came here with Washington. Kirsten was telling us last night, homered the other way last season, one of his final games as a National. And he said, I know this is a lot for a 7-run game. My reaction as I went around the bases, but he said to me, I can't think of it getting any better than this, to have your friends and your family here and to have this go the way that it's gone these couple days. Got to enjoy it even more this morning. He went to his parents' house. His sister and her family were there, and he got to play catch with his nephews. They watched the highlights from last night's game and relived it all. He's soaking it all up.
Just put that home run on loop.
That's right.
Right.
Picked a good time for his first one of the season. Remember, he came into this series struggling.
Yeah.
Sitting 149 in June coming into this series. He had 2 hits on Monday. And the home run last night, part of a night where he reached base 4 times. Flies this one to right center field for Cody Clemens. And the first out. Dave Roberts often talks about the game honoring you when you do things the right way, and he said this is an example of that. Alex Call never complains about his role. He's always ready when we call on him. And to have this lineup, to have his best games come in this situation, the game is honoring him. Most notable case of Doc talking like that, Miguel Rojas in Game 7 of the World Series last year. Great jump from Muncy. Throw down from Caratini, no chance. Ryan didn't even think about Muncy going. And an easy steal of second.
Why would he? First bag of the year right there for Max. You mentioned it. I think he had an invisible suit on. He had about 6 steps before anybody even knew he was going.
It's an RBI chance for Ryan Ward, but a tough matchup for him here against the fastball of Ryan. Ward against high fastballs, 0 for 13 with 11 Ks. And for Joe Ryan, that's what's made him into the pitcher that he is. If you look just at the way the ball moves, you look at the characteristics of the pitch, it's not exceptional, but he's got that kind of slow, lull you to sleep delivery and the low arm slot that it comes out of. Hitters say it just explodes on you. Best thing about him, and he knows it and designs his arsenal around that. A unique arm angle coming from the water polo days, leading to the unique movement that he has on his pitches. 3-2 on Ward.
Got to be tough to play water polo. A lot going on below the water there. I'm not kidding.
Did you play?
No, my brother did.
Huh.
Talking about wearing a cup at third base or second base in the infield. Getting that pool.
Do they wear cups in the pool?
No, but as I'm saying, there's a lot going on below the water.
Should be wearing cups.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
A lot going on. It's a very physical sport.
Ward grounds this one to second. Easy play for Gray. Up to third goes Muncy. 2 out. It was baseball, it was water polo, it was swimming, it was everything outdoors for Joe Ryan. His dad was an ultra marathon runner and would take the family hiking. Joe says he remembers getting picked up from school a couple times and his dad saying, "We're going up into the mountains, we're going to catch snakes." So baseball is just something that he did, and that can be looked at as a disadvantage. The other kids are playing year round, you're just playing for a few months, but he says he thinks that's why he is where he is. He didn't get burnt out. That arm was fresh. Arm was fresh, but bigger than that, his mind was fresh. When it got time to play baseball, he was 100% excited for it. Got a strike on Dalton Rushing. Now it's 0-1. Strike 2, same thing.
When we're talking about that elevated fastball, that's what Mookie Betts hit. It was an elevated four-seamer. And opponents were 13 for 81 against that pitch, a 160 average, 25 strikeouts.
Muncy at third, 2 out. Here comes Ryan with an 0-2 pitch. And 3 consecutive high fastballs to get Rushing and limit the damage. But the Dodgers draw first blood. A leadoff home run from Mookie Betts. Third in his last 10 games. 300th in his major league career. Welcome back to Minneapolis. If Ohtani and the Dodgers get 7 strikeouts in this game, everybody gets a free jumbo jack to help them get through the off day tomorrow. Dodgers up 1-0 on a Mookie Betts home run, and Victor Caratini gets ready to lead off this second. There was a late lineup change, kind of an odd shuffle. Caratini was scheduled to hit 7th, but they move him up to 5, and Lewis and Lee slide down a spot. One of their hottest hitters right here. Went deep in yesterday's game. He was hitting just 140 in May, but he's at 370 in June. Extra impressive when you consider the position he's playing. Catchers in the majors this year hitting 228. He's got another base hit. The only year that's been worse for catchers, 1918. Back in the dead ball era when everybody was a bad hitter.
Gets a whole lot fastball, hits it out in front. Remember, he hit a fastball last night, Caratini did, off of Robleski, put it in the seats.
First hit against Ohtani, leadoff man aboard here in the second, and it brings up Royce Lewis, who's gone 1 for 4 in both games. Swings and misses at a first pitch sweeper. So the knee issue, the blister issue, but Dave Roberts said checks in continuously with him, make sure he's good to go, adamant that he wants to keep on going. Shohei did an interview in a magazine in Japan last week. One of the best windows into his thinking that I've ever seen. He doesn't often reveal much, but he was pretty open in this interview, talking about this season and how he's looking at pitching. Strikes out Lewis, his first one of the game. He said, look, I'm not going to play it safe in order to tiptoe my way through being a two-way guy for as many years as possible, for as long as I can. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it all out, no holding back. So where you see the blood on his pants and a blister where a lot of guys would say, yeah, let's make sure we don't push this any farther, or a knee that's bugging you in your windup, he's saying, no, I'm not going to wait until that feels just right. I'm going. Strike one on Brooks Lee.
Well, basically, the competitor in him has taken over. I mean, that supersedes anything else right now, and that's great. That's great for Dodger fans. But you also, it's going to be management and Dave Roberts specifically to make sure that, there's a governor on that.
Pinpoint right there to get ahead of 1-2. Said that he wanted to hit today. Remember, his last start he wasn't in there. Dave Roberts typically leaves that up to him, at least checks in to get his pulse, and Shohei said, yeah, I want to hit today. Here comes with an 0-2 to Lee.
I'm just like the way you're saying that. I'm just thinking that's like Little League-esque. Yeah, you know what? I want to pitch and I want to hit today. By the way, I'm playing for the best team in baseball.
Yeah. It's like, well, with most kids, we wouldn't let you do that, but you're our best player. We know about him loving pitching. He talked about that too. He said it goes back to, as a kid, his dad taught him how to hit. His dad was a pretty good semi-pro outfielder and passed on all those things. He said that always kind of came natural to him, but pitching is more a self-taught thing that he's had to work at through the years. Grounder towards the middle and through. So Lee steers that one into center field, and they're at first and second with one away. Well, the fact that he's had to work at it is what, for him, has made him love it. He said, I've always had this feeling of, quote, clumsiness that I haven't been able to get rid of on the mound. And because it's more of a challenge, my feelings about it are stronger. He talked about the responsibility of being a pitcher. He said that's what makes it scary, but that's also what makes it fun. And then he went back to that word. He said that ultimately is why I love it. It's fun. Two on with one out for Tristan Gray. Takes a splitter at the top of the zone for a strike.
Have you ever heard anybody say, like, I really love doing this, or this is really fun, when they're just getting their, you know what, handed to them 24/7?
No. Yeah.
This is great. I'm going to go do this again.
Gray lines the ball into center field for a base hit. They go station to station. Caratini didn't get a great read on that. And the bases are loaded with one away.
That ball has not hit all that hard, more off the end of the bat. 91 miles an hour, a splitter. Last two base hits have been on splitters. And again, neither one of them, not all that hard.
And so they're loaded up for Ryan Kreidler, who has been the breakout star the last couple of weeks for the Twins, hitting .455 his last 8 games and taking over the shortstop job. Bases loaded against Ohtani, and a cross up here with rushing. Ball gets into the dugout. Caratini's in to score.
Now, we saw the same thing earlier in the game. It was very much the exact type pitch, the exact same reaction by Rush. And the ball squirted away the exact same way. So this isn't a first-time thing this evening.
You know, the other thing that's been different the last couple starts, Probably more coincidental than anything, but worth noting is the catcher with Will Smith, a sub-1 ERA, 5 ERA in the 2 starts with Rushing. So the Twins have tied it up here in the second. Second and third, still just 1 gone. It is a pass ball. Nasty pitch out of the visit from Pryor. Good visit, Mark. Infield plays in for the Dodgers as the 1-1 comes home and misses a little bit low. Ohtani challenged.
The pitcher is challenging the pitch.
And he
Pitch is overturned. Pitch is a strike.
Shohei had tried to challenge a pitch earlier in the game. This is right now. Tried to. You see, Dalton doesn't want to do it. Thought it was a little low, but just clipped it. But Shohei had wanted to challenge earlier in the game, and he didn't do the full challenge, but he wanted to do it, and it was a pitch that would have been favorable. And we saw this happen in Pittsburgh, where he wanted to make some challenges, and Dalton didn't do it. This time he took it upon himself.
Dalton was not happy. Didn't want him to do that. Ground ball through. The drawn in infield, and the Twins have taken a lead. Pages has it pop out of his hand. Kreidler trying to take second. He's out. But a 2-run single from Ryan Kreidler and a 3-1 lead for Minnesota.
Ryan Kreidler again. The balls have not been hit all that hard this inning outside of Caratini. And this thing's a 83-mile-an-hour seeing eye right up the middle. 2 RBIs though. She tries to swim move and get in there, but Freeland gets the tag on him.
Kreidler's hot hitting continues, and Minnesota's taken the lead. 4 runs the first 2 games, 3 runs here in the second inning. Back to the top of the order, and Larnach.
You know, and something that set up this whole thing is, now this was earlier in the game, Cody Clemens, and Dalton had trouble trying to receive that ball. This is the same thing that happened earlier this inning. Moved runners up and then allowed the scoring. So it wasn't the first time this ball game. I think that's why Show was probably a little, he wasn't thrilled.
Gets ahead of Larnach 1-2. And so 7 runs allowed in his first 10 starts. This is now 11 runs allowed in his last 2+ starts. Home with a 1-2 pitch.
Yeah, we talk about the receiving end of it too. Here, also look at the challenge part. This is earlier in the game. Shohei was like, I want to challenge. I want. And Dalton said no. And this is another one later on. I want to check. This one he wasn't going to make anybody question. He started hitting his head hard.
Strikes out Larnach and ends this inning, but the Twins get 3. The Dodger battery clearly not on the same page so far tonight. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Ford dealers. Discover the complete Ford lineup Rugged, stylish, and powerful trucks and SUVs engineered for your adventures. Dodgers down 3-1. It's 9-1-2 coming up here in the third inning with Alex Freeland to lead things off in front of Ohtani. Got Joe Ryan the lead. Been a good series for Freeland, like a lot of these guys. Came into this series not at his best. He's 4 for his last 27, but he's gone 3 for 5 with a walk in the first 2 games. Ryan lets go of a 1-1 pitch. Splitters in for a strike, 1-2. Opponent's just 3 for 32 against that pitch this year.
I mean, he's got that one. He can throw the curveball here. He can go with that high fastball. He's got so many options.
Body language down there saying that everybody's a little frustrated right now.
I think that's safe to say. I mean, it's look at I think you see, look at there we go. Freddie's, I mean, we know something's going on right there.
Down the line, foul.
He's not talking about hitting, which is great right now. I mean, you just got to bring Dalton back into the ball game. And you got the whole contingent there. Brent's there. Wow.
Brent Walker is the mental skills coach. Freeland leading off this third and lifting a fly ball to the gap in right center field. That's down and up against the wall, and it's extra bases for Freeland. Leadoff double here in the third as the Dodgers look to answer back.
Well, nothing better to quell what's going on than a leadoff double by Mr. Freeland. A good at bat, as you mentioned, Joe, continuing his swing of the bat well.
And Dave Roberts over there to share his support as well. Ohtani grounds one through, base hit center field. Freeland's in to score, and he takes one back. So a 3-2 game. Ohtani's given up 3, but he's knocked one in, and the Dodgers back to within a run.
Wasn't hit hard, but certainly effective right there. Showed getting us back within a run. And I shouldn't say it certainly didn't sound hard, but classified as a hard hit ball, 95 miles an hour off the bat.
Even when he mishits it,
I mean,
doesn't even try.
Let me rephrase it. That wasn't hit hard for him.
Yeah. He's just so balanced right now. Everything's easy. Those home run swings we've shown from the side swings the last couple weeks, things of beauty. 1-1 on Pages. Picture's worth 1,000 words. Fastball's high and tight. It's 2-1 on Pages. Struck out looking his first time. One of the 3 Ks so far for Ryan. The Dodgers have only faced once. It was when he was a rookie in 2022, and they hit him hard. 6 runs in 5 innings in that game. Different guy these days, though. Speeds a fastball by Pages to even the count up. Pinpoint fastball, strike 3. Second time he's gotten Pages looking. No, one gone for Freddie Freeman. You know, part of what has made Dalton Rushing into the player that he is his intensity. He's an emotional guy. But as with so many things, what got us here isn't always what now serves us. Like the boat that gets you to the other side of the lake. Now you got to continue your journey. That boat doesn't do you any good. It's a burden. The Dodgers doing their best to help him channel those things, channel the emotions, channel the intensity, not lose it, channel it differently.
Tough to do when you're out in the field of competition, because you know the emotions run high. You know, there's a lot at stake. You know, Dalton's still trying to find his way, trying to prove his mettle. He wants to do well, especially for Shohei, and there has been some history, and you know, it's easy to sit and say what we should do and how we should react, but until you're in those shoes, you know, it just, everybody's different.
And he's still pretty darn new to this whole thing.
Yep.
The major league role. Dodgers down a run. They got their first run on a home run from this man. And our Performance Spotlight is sponsored by your Southern California Nissan dealers. His 300th career home run, 17th active player to reach that mark. And if you need any kind of reminder how good he is, there it is.
Well, I don't think we need the reminder. Right? He needs the reminder, right?
Is that he?
Oh, he does, yeah.
He's got a few milestones that he's either on or about to get. Cranks another base hit. This one into left field. Hit it so hard that they'll stop Ohtani. And on a day where he's pitching, not wanting to push him any harder than they have to. Mookie Betts is 2 for 2, and the Dodgers have loaded the bases.
2 for 2 with a home run and a hard hit single. So if you ever wondered who is the better athlete, the bowler or the water polo player, it's been answered right here.
Yeah. So Betts, that was his 300th home run. He's currently right on 400 doubles. He's 3 stolen bases shy of 200 stolen bases. He's 6 runs scored from 2,000. You're good, man. You're really, really good. They're loaded up for Muncy. We mentioned Joe Ryan start against the Dodgers as a rookie. The big blast in that game came from Muncy. Singled against him the first time today. Second on the team with the 16 home runs this year, 1 shy of Ohtani. Tying run at third is Ohtani. Freeman's at second. Betts at first. Boy, an inning into this game, it was like, yeah, pitcher's duel that we thought we were going to have. These guys delivering, cruising through one. Now you look up, top of the third, there have been 23 batters that have come to the plate, and 11 of them have reached base. Muncy's been on fire lately in big situations. 7 out of his last 12 with runners in scoring position. Ground ball, base hit. He stays that way. Ohtani's in to score. Freeman stopped at third. It's 3-3. Dodgers punch right back.
Oh, nothing can deter this ball club, right? Come right out after an inning that they just had and get things going. Alex Freeland starting this inning with a very good at bat, ended up doubling, and Base hits, and setting the table. Max Muncy last night. Bases loaded, right? That was.
You know, Alex Call taken upstairs. Call flat out his first time, trying to continue this big series. On base 6 of his 10 times up. Infield pulls in. Ryan will take a look at second. Four hits and a walk in the inning. 2 in the bank already. Call sends it in the air to right field. Clemens comes on, settles under it, makes the catch. Freeman's going to push the envelope and score. On a shallow fly ball, Freddie Freeman, no question, was coming home, and then it wasn't even close. Dodgers retake the lead 4-3.
Freddie helping out his teammate right there. He's going all the way, never a doubt. He's not even looking to the left field. He's just got his sights set on home plate. Find his way. It's a heck of an inning for Freddie, doing a little counseling and go up to the plate and walk. A little base running.
Walk, run scored, and message delivered. First and second, 2 away, and Ryan Ward, the 8th man to bat in this inning. Dave Roberts thought yesterday was one of the best offensive days of the season. He said all night he felt every guy in the lineup had a presence to him, had an intent to what they're doing, and they've kept that going today against one of the top pitchers in the league. Already 4 runs on 6 hits and a walk. Healthy cut from Ward, but fouled back 1-1. Already 60 pitches thrown by Ryan.
Last place the Twins want to go to, their bullpen.
Good take. You know that he's going there with that high fastball, but it's a really hard one to lay off of, right?
Well, if you watch Mookie, the way he approached it, he got on top of it. You know, the lefties have swung underneath it, just like that.
Right up on the diamond. Lewis coming in from first. He'll make the catch and in the inning, but after the Twins take the lead with 3 runs in the bottom of the second, the Dodgers hit them with a 3 of their own.
Purchase a special ticket pack and get your exclusive Dodgers Hawaiian shirt presented by King's Hawaiian on July 7th. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
2, 3, and 4 coming up for the Twins here with the Dodgers up a run. A wicked cut and a miss from Byron Buxton. One of his 25 home runs this season came in this series Monday night. That leads the American League. One of the 35 that he hit last year came against Ohtani. They're talking about the trade rumors that always seem to be swirling around Byron Buxton. Jeremy Zoll, who's the general manager of the Twins, former member of the Dodger front office, put those to rest yesterday. Said, quote, "We have no plans to trade Byron. It's not something we're exploring. It's not something we plan to explore." The phone's still going to keep ringing. Team's still going to try to get Buxton to waive that no trade clause. He's ahead 2-1. Both guys there were trying to challenge, but maybe a little bit too late. Ryan Addington, the home plate umpire, didn't grant it.
Say, take a look right there. I don't think Shohei wasn't challenging. I think that was just that was like a head fake.
Fastball to the knees, strike 3. Buxton challenges, and he
The
will
batter's
lose.
counting the pitch.
ABS is powered by T-Mobile. Ohtani's going to get his 3rd strikeout of the ball game. 1 gone in the
Pitch is
3rd.
confirmed. Minnesota has 1 challenge remaining.
That's not a. Since we're on our theme of challenges today, and I didn't even bring it up. The ball club has brought it up to us. That was not a good time to challenge. For those of you learning at home. And in the booth.
I mean, I feel like if we've been listening, we know now. Strike one on Cody Clemens, who drew a walk his first time. Saw 4 pitches. All of them were balls, and so he was raring to go right there. They ran on Clemens. Made that catch in right field. They said, "You're not the Rocket." Freddie Freeman came in to score. Clemens at first known as just Roger's son, but Derek Shelton was saying, I feel like this guy's done enough the last year where he's made his own name. 30 home runs since coming to the Twins a little more than a year ago. Wouldn't you know it, he takes it, big bat and the growing confidence to Fenway Park earlier this year. And what are they celebrating at Fenway Park? The anniversary of Roger Clemens' 20 strikeout game, the Roger Clemens bobblehead giveaway. Just when you're getting out of Dad's shadow, there's his bobblehead nodding his stupid little head at you. Said it's a special weekend, though. The whole family was there because of it. 2-2 pitch to him. Swing and a miss, and back-to-back strikeouts for Ohtani.
Shohei not messing around. The last 2 hitters showing a little, you know what, little red blank.
You surprised?
No, not at all. I don't know that I've seen him this
edgy.
Yeah, I guess that's a safe word to use. And we've seen him in some moments, you know, like that San Diego series getting drilled. Like this is as edgy as I've seen him. Correct.
Home with an 0-2. Strikes out the side in the 3rd. I like edgy Shohei.
There's 1, 2, and 3. Go sit down. Show edge.
Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit Kia.com to discover movement that inspires. What a beautiful Midwest day here. Dodgers and Twins wrapping up this 3-game set. The Dodgers going for the sweep and Dalton rushing, looking at a strike from Joe Ryan. 8-9-1 for LA in this 4th. A run in the 2nd and a Betts home run. They got 3 against Ryan in the 3rd.
Rush, he needs some feel good right now. He's seen 5 pitches and 2 at-bats right now. All 5 pitches strikes.
And now down on strikes again. 1 gone in the 4th on Ryan's 5th K. One of those days.
A game's not easy. I mean, it is, and it can humble you and turn you upside down as quick as you can feel invincible. And I've said it before, it's a kid's game played by men.
Strike on Freeland. Freeland started the rally last inning with a leadoff double, came in to score. 4 out of 6 in this series. Down 0-2 though. Ryan started this inning with 5 consecutive strikes. The righty kicks and deals. Good squeeze there by Caratini to get Freeland. And that's back-to-back strikeouts for Ryan to open the 4th.
Joe Ryan trying to right his ship as well. Had a real rough 3rd inning. Came back right now and back-to-back punch-outs.
5 in a row when you go to the bottom of the third. Last 5 hitters of this ball game. Ohtani striking out the 3 twins he faced in the last of the third. And Ryan returning the favor here in the fourth. And now faces his counterpart, who is 1 for 2 today, knocked in a run and scored a run last inning. Dodgers starting pitcher leading the National League in on-base percentage. Fouled that ball off himself.
I mean, you got to just smile. You just. I mean, the guy's a 6'5" Adonis, right?
He's a pitcher, though.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Now the pitchers aren't tough, but he's a pitcher that just fouled a ball off himself. 2-2. Ryan trying to strike out the side here in the fourth. And he does. All right, so now they're looking like the guys that we thought we were getting. Ohtani and Ryan trading punches in a 4-3 game.
The first 40,000 fans on July 4th will take home a commemorative 250th coin presented by Budweiser. Stay after the game for a fireworks show. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Well, both these pitchers give up 3-run innings and then respond with 1, 2, 3, striking out the side.
Yeah, each of these guys really found their groove after a bit of a hiccup. Shohei, though, he just kind of looked like he turned it on. Saw a little fire out there and just slammed the door.
You know how you're asking the other day, does he ever impress himself? Does he ever think like, man, I'm good? He actually did say that his proudest thing has been seeing the rules put in place that are a direct result of what he's done. So he said the two-way designation, the ability to DH while you're pitching. He said there's a 150-year history of baseball, Major League Baseball, to know that what I'm doing is worthwhile enough to have a tangible effect in the country that gave birth to this sport that I love. That's what makes me proudest.
You think Craig Counsell likes that rule that allows the DH?
He's not as happy with that one as Ohtani. PitchCom issues. Not just the mental skills coach, but the PitchCom expert, Brent Walker. Rumor has it he's added a button. You can hit it and it says, "You can do this."
Gotta believe. You gotta believe, and it's Tommy's voice, right?
All right, so here we go in the fourth inning. Victor Caratini, who singled and scored his first time, leads off. Yeah, lifts one in the air, shallow left field. Betts is out. Ward is on. He's there. One pitch, one out. And so since 4 of the 5 hitters to open up the second inning got hits against Ohtani, he has retired 5 straight. Royce Lewis, one of the 5 strikeout victims in this ball game.
Yeah, Royce wasn't in the batter's box for long. 3 pitches put away on a sweeper.
4 pitches, 4 strikes. He's living the same kind of tough life Rushing has so far tonight. Former #1 pick of the draft out of Jay Serra in Orange County, and got to the big leagues and showed everybody why he was the top pick. Flashes for years of him being a star. You look at the postseason, hit 4 home runs in his first 4 postseason games. Boy, oh boy, 6 pitches and 6 strikes and 2 Ks for Lewis.
And a lot of non-competitive swings. I mean, he's just not seeing the ball well off Ohtani. And Ohtani put him away right there with his sinker. His first at-bat, put him away with a sweeper. Very similar type approaches by Lewis.
That's a hot hitter right there that he just made look bad. And now Brooks Lee. Single and a run scored for him on a 2-strike pitch, a rare 2-strike hit against Ohtani. The league's hitting below 100 with 2 strikes. Ohtani winds and throws a 2-1 that's taken downstairs by Lee. Second walk that Ohtani's issued.
Both of those walks to left-handed hitters. The other, Cody Clemens in the first inning.
Inning kept alive for Tristan Gray, who for a while had seized the shortstop job. Was hitting pretty well the first month, but the offense not as good the last month or so, and Ryan Kreidler's been so good along with a great defense. So Gray coming off of the bench more frequently. He's 2 for 2 today, though. This ricochets off of the sidewall. Deading's in front of Call. They stop Lee at third, who looked like he was actually stopping himself before the third base coach was. And they're at second and third with 2 away.
Yeah, I think that's a miss right there by the third base coach, and maybe it was a reaction to Gray, but you got to send him right there.
Yeah, I think that Lee is slowing up, and then he stops him.
Take a look here. By the time Alex gets to this ball, it's going to be bang bang. And
see, Lee's not going into third hard. Aren't you supposed to go until you're towards the stop?
Yeah, but I feel like, yeah, I'd have to see that again. I felt like the third base coach started to put his arms up, but maybe that was, he saw something from Lee.
Ball on Kreidler.
Take a look at this again. Yeah, it's just that's
kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
Kreidler knocked in 2 his last time. He's got another chance here. Grounds it towards the middle. Betts gets there, twirls and throws to get him to keep the Dodgers in front. Mookie Betts, a fabulous defensive play, and it's still 4-3 Dodgers. Allstate Good Hands replay. Mookie Betts picks a good time to make a highlight play.
I mean, that ball was literally behind him, and it almost is like he fielded with his glove pointing down to the ground. He did that last night too, kind of an extendo arm. 2 elite plays that, again, just the Dodger defense.
Andy Pages popping the first pitch that Joe Ryan throws to the shortstop Kreidler. 1 away in the 5th inning. Quite a night for Mookie.
Yeah.
300th home run and that well-timed defensive gem. Base is empty, 1 out. Here's Freddie Freeman. Strikeout in the first inning, walk and a run scored in the third. Base hit to right.
Freddie not wasting any time. You see Joe Ryan, where he's been effective this evening, is going with that high fastball. Wasn't able to slip it by Freddie.
Wasn't able to slip it by Mookie either.
No.
2 for 2, a home run and a single. He's 3 for 3, banging one down the right field line. Into the corner to get it is Clemens. Betts is headed for second. And they're at second and third with one out. Betts has gone home run, single, double.
I mean, you would think by this point Joe Ryan would not want to throw him another four-seam fastball. Maybe go to some other pitch. Now, Mookie is having no issue with that at all this evening.
Does not have a triple this year, I'm sure you're wondering. Has 41 in his career, though. So now it's Muncy, who is 2 for 2 as well. Holes get bigger as the infield comes in, and he takes a strike. It was the bottom of the order that was the best part of it last night. Tonight, 3 through 5. Freeman, Betts, Muncy, 6 for 7.
See Muncy taking that pitch right there. The previous three hitters all attacked the first pitch of the at-bat.
He's upset with himself that he didn't cut it loose right there.
Yeah.
Not sure what he's frustrated with here. Looks like maybe a pitch com issue for him too. Cursing the target field Wi-Fi.
Yeah, he is. He's talking to it right.
Told him to upgrade to high speed. Freddie Freeman's at third. Mookie Betts at second. Here's an 0-2 to Max Muncy. Goes to that high fastball. Max fouls it off to stay alive. You were talking, the inning ended, but you were talking about guys trying to get up on top of that high fastball.
So Mookie has gotten on top of it. The left-handed hitters have yet to get on top of that this evening. And I don't know if that's a swing path, if Mookie has made a conscious effort of just trying to pull his hands down. But he's the only one that's been able to get to it so far.
How do you do that, but then also cover the curve and the splitter? And
you don't. See, that's the whole thing, is like hitting. If you're up there covering all the pitches in the entire plate, it ain't happening for you. You can't do it. So you've got to make educated guesses. And I say educated, there's got to be a reason why you're looking for a certain pitch.
Swing and a miss. Buries that curve to get Muncy. Eighth for Ryan.
Really a nice job of pitching by Ryan there, because he had elevated the fastball. Then he goes down out of the zone with the breaking ball. As I said, just so difficult for a hitter to cover all quadrants, all pitches.
Up to call with runners at second and third and 2 out. In the air to center field at Buxton, and we are halfway home in Minneapolis with the Dodgers ahead by a run. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Dodgers have a 4-3 lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, and Shohei Ohtani steps back up to the mound. Top of the order for the Twins, Trevor Larnach is going to challenge the first pitch of this inning. Minnesota's got just one left. Seems emotional. Got it right.
The call's overturned.
Wow, what? There had to be like barely a particle between the ball and the zone right there. Grounded to first. Freeman to Ohtani for the first out of the 5th. Well, he's back to throwing that sweeper tonight. He stayed away from it against Tampa Bay, but back to his normal usage.
Yeah, you look at the way he has used it this evening. Really middle of the plate on down, and then he's used both glove side, arm side. Only one that really has been markedly out of the zone. As you mentioned, he's really relied on that pitch. And again, you go back to that whole blister issue, and you know, is that more splitter related? And certainly feels so this evening.
The league hitting just 116 against that sweeper. Gave up 4 hits against it his first 10 starts, but he had given up 4 the last 2. Soft bouncing ball to third. Muncy fires in time to get a speedster in Buxton. Had to be quick, had to be perfect, and was.
What makes his play is Max's first step. Reacts quickly and able to get a good hop. Then also gaining ground every time he's moving in. Good transfer, nice easy throw, and beats Buxton by a step. What makes that play, again, he's in a ready position, but it's that initial first step. Because if he is not quick off of that, Buxton probably beats it.
Clemens 2 out, strike 1. Twins have 3 runs on 5 hits. 4 of those 5 hits came in a 5-batter span in the second inning to produce the 3 runs. 0-2 on Clemens. Seeing quite a few pitches at 100 tonight from Ohtani. A bit of extra edge, extra revved up as this game has gone on. His 0-2 popped out of his hand a bit. The 1-2. The curveball became the breaking pitch of preference against Tampa Bay last week, but only 5 of them in this game as the sweeper stepped back in front. Here comes with an 0-2. Clemens stays alive.
Back to that sweeper again. Kind of feel like if he ran that sinker on the arm side, he's got him. But that's the pitch that we've seen Dalton have trouble with this evening. 2 balls that got away from him.
Four seam at 101. Down to first, and Freddie Freeman takes it himself. 1-2-3 5th for Ohtani. June 24th, 1925. Jack Banta was born in Kansas. 4 seasons pitching for the Dodgers, late 1940s into 1950. Hard thrower, side armor. A bad knee kept Jack out of the war. Ball went on Ryan Ward. So many young players served in World War II, and so the Dodgers, like everybody, were looking for other players, and they found Jack. Pitched those 4 seasons for him. Like so many guys those days, we were just talking about it last night. Carl Spooner, an injury before we knew how to fix him. His shoulder started hurting. The process then was, let's take some x-rays, see if there's bone chips. You hoped that they found bone chips, because if they didn't really know what to do. The step after that to treat Jack Banta's shoulder, when they didn't find any bone chips in there, was to remove his wisdom teeth. Doctors thought that maybe the wisdom teeth were causing the shoulder pain. Well, Believe it or not, it didn't help his shoulder when they removed his wisdom teeth.
That's a shocker.
Yeah. And so Jack had to retire as a player. Managed in the minors for a few seasons. Moved home to Kansas and had a long career as an accountant for a grocery store chain. Jack Banta, happy birthday wherever you are.
Back in the days when your arm hurt, you went to go see a dentist.
Right? What are you here for? Cleaning? My shoulder's hurting.
Like, how do you find these stories? I mean, I didn't know any better. You make that up.
Promise I didn't make it up. So many what if stories though back
right,
then.
seriously.
Like, had these guys been born at a different time? Ground ball to first. Gray to second, and Gray to first to get Ward. Or I guess maybe a better way to put it, if only Frank Jobe had been born
right.
a little earlier.
Yep.
Frank Jobe, who came up with Tommy John surgery and then came up with a shoulder surgery that has become commonplace, or at least was the first one to be able to fix bad shoulders and throwers. It's of course evolved through the years. Oral Hershiser was patient zero on that. Rough go of it tonight for rushing. He's seen 6 pitches, all of them strikes. 7 for 7. Ryan just bullying him. And now what are you thinking if you're rushing?
Please let me make contact. That's where you're at right now. You're not thinking, okay, I got to get onto it. It's just, please let me make contact. That's a start. Seriously, when you get into these situations in this kind of rut, you're just, all you're doing is just, there's a lot of hope. There's not a lot of, okay, this guy may throw this here, I'm looking for this pitch. It's just, please let me run into a ball here.
Finally got a ball.
Right.
Ten pitches. That's first one that missed. And now 1-2 pitch. Backdoor for strike 3. 9 strikeouts for Joe Ryan.
I mean, Rush had seen nothing but 4-seamers, and then you get that knuckle curve painted dropped on you. Just got to flush this game as quick as you can.
9 strikeouts, matching a season high for Ryan, whose pitch count is up there at 93. 2 gone here in the 6th inning, although nobody warming in the Twins bullpen.
Just to go back to Rush right there.
Yeah.
So you've had just a horrible offensive night, just not going, but you still have 4 more innings out there that you've got to catch, and you've got to lead your staff. And so that's what makes the catching position so valuable and such a difficult place to play, is because you've got to completely separate the two, the offense and the defense.
You feel for him. Freeland ahead 2-1.
The thing about it, though, you mentioned it earlier, anybody that's put on a uniform has been where he's at right there. But the issue is, and we've got cameras on him and whatever, and you know, the teammates are in there, is you see that, and that's not very settling if you're a teammate. And that's where things have to, you know, give the appearance of calm.
Freeland, it's a high fly ball, deep right center. Clemens going back, dead straight. That's the catch. He covered a mile to take it away from Freeland. Cody Clemens who's playing fairly shallow, all the way to the wall to pull it in and finish off a 1-2-3-6. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Shakey's Pizza Parlor. Serving up handcrafted pizza, crispy fried chicken, and famous Mojo potatoes since 1954. 3 runs in the third, the difference in this game for the Dodgers. They lead 4-3. Trying to get Ohtani to the plate. Finish off that 6th inning, but Cody Clemens, an awesome defensive play to take extra bases away from Alex Friedland. So Ohtani will lead off the 7th. Probably against a reliever. Joe Ryan at 98 pitches, getting some high fives in the dugout. He's thrown as many as 107 in a game this year, but just judging by the interactions down there, I think he's probably finished. And a left-hander has started to warm in the bullpen. 4, 5, and 6 for the Twins. It's Josh Bell taking ball 1. And that lefty down in the Twins bullpen is old friend Anthony Banda. Bell, Caratini, and Lewis in this inning. Bell, who's knocked in 16 runs in his last 15 games, 0 for 2 in this one. And ahead 2-0. Shohei much more efficient than Ryan. He's at just 71 pitches. Let's go over 2-0 and now ball 3. Green light.
Well, you go to the last 2 starts that Shohei has had, where he really got into trouble. Started with a leadoff walk. Really important to retire Bell here.
Had a pitch to hit right there. Came up empty.
But that's what makes hitting so difficult is, you know, we'll sit here and yes, that got a big part of the plate, but that's a 3-1 sweeper. You know, where's the fastball, right? At least in the old days, that's what it was. Again, the sweeper. So now in your mind, I've got to cover the sweeper, but oh, by the way, there's a 100-mile-an-hour fastball in that arsenal too.
And there it is right there, 99 for strike 3. He has averaged tonight right at 100 with that fastball, which would be the first time in his career that he averages triple digits in a game.
That's why he swung 3-0, because that was going to be his best pitch to hit. 3-0, gets that fastball, and then it's sweeper, sweeper. Oh, and then here, 99 fastball. Take that.
And take this jumbo jack, folks, for free. Victor Caratini taking a sinker at 100 away. Well, the mechanics got to be lined up right. You got to be feeling healthy to average that. But also, you go back to that little extra attitude that he seemed to pitch with tonight. Put that all together in a career high 100-mile-per-hour average fastball.
It's the edge, right? Rush may have inspired him a little bit, right? You got 100.
He's playing chess. We're all playing checkers.
Yeah, that's right.
Just wanted to light that fire. Inside corner, count goes full.
So 3-1 Bell, the left-handed hitter, gets a sweeper. 3-1 Caratini who had hit a fastball in his first at-bat, gets a 3-1 fastball.
Strikes him out. There's the sweeper.
So he went completely backwards as opposed to what he did to Bell. Both left-handed hitters. And that's why I was surprised that he didn't swing at the 3-0 pitch. Remember, Josh Bell did swing at the 3-0 pitch because he figured that might be the best one I get. Caratini decided to take one, and then he paid for it later.
Here's Lee, who he has dominated, giving him the same treatment, or Lewis, who is dominated, giving him the same treatment that Joe Ryan gave to Dalton Rushing tonight. 7 pitches, all of them strikes. Eight for 8. And he's looking for the immaculate matchup against Royce Lewis.
A curveball there, and that's something that Lewis destroyed when he first came up, was the off-speed stuff. Throw him something hard here, it's all over with.
Really hard, but overthrew it. Dodgers 4, Twins 3, bottom of the 6th. Ohtani's 1-2. Twins got 3 runs in the second inning. They've had just 1 hit since. Dodgers looking for the sweep. Ohtani trying to strike out the side.
Put him away twice with sinkers on the inner part of the plate. Just continue to run in on Lewis's hands. Haven't seen that yet this at bat.
That's looked unhittable when he's done that to him. Goes to the 4-seam. Betts is there. Mookie Betts to Freddie Freeman, inning over. Betts having one of his best games of the year. At the plate, he's 3 for 3. Defensively, he's brought a smile to Shohei's face a couple times. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Get fired up with a Hot Ones Munchie Meal. 4 runs on 8 hits for the Dodgers, 3 runs on 5 hits for the Twins. An old friend, Anthony Bonda, comes on to face Ohtani. Bonda traded to Minnesota this offseason. He got off to a rotten start. He had a 9 ERA in early May, but 16 consecutive outings without giving up an earned run coming into this one. Fires 1-0. Ball 2 on Ohtani. Really made a career out of his time in Los Angeles. 2 seasons with the Dodgers. He had been a journeyman before that. Can still call him that, but for the first time you can also call him firmly established. Coming out of those 2 years and 2 championship rings to show for it.
Well, I think he's another one that is going to garner some interest on the trade market. Obviously the experience with the Dodgers the last few years, and you mentioned he's righted the ship.
It's got to be a bit of an odd thing for him
right
here to face Ohtani. Not enough to face your old team, and now you're the guy that's come on to face your old superstar teammate. 3-1 pitch. Ohtani takes strike 2. Challenge.
The batter's time.
He's challenge 1 successfully as a pitcher. Now challenge 1 as a hitter. This one he's going to lose.
The Dodgers have 1-2 for me.
It's a good spot to challenge because you can be down at first base if you win that challenge, and that improves your run expectancy for this inning. And then you can't get mad at yourself when you're pitching either.
Right.
You're like, oh man, you
Which
wasted
hitter
a challenge.
burnt this? Shohei leads off the 7th. Taking ball 4. Caratini wants to challenge.
Catcher's in the pitch.
Oh, he just nicked it. So Caratini steals an out right there for Anthony Bondo. One away in the 7th, and we go down to Kirsten.
Thanks, Joe. Well, Anthony Bonda, he pitched 5 2/3 innings of work out of the bullpen last year in the postseason and finally got to receive his World Series ring on Monday. All of the players came out to give it to him, of course, with his gold jersey. He put it on. Of course, he did admit maybe sized it a little too small. It was a little bit tight when he put it on his hand, but he was just so happy to finally see it. He, of course, now has back-to-back World Series rings with the organization. And the other fun part is the guys all put in an order for a Rolex, a specialized one that has an inscription on the bottom that says World Series champion, and Anthony will be receiving one of those as well, guys.
Visited with him for about 20 minutes, the guys did, as they gave him that ring. Very well-liked teammate who had pretty much given up hope that he would ever pitch in the major leagues again. Fires a 2-0 to Pages, who fouls it off, 2-1. Not just giving up hope, but he was kind of at peace with it. And then he was working out with a cousin, helping coach his cousin's high school team, and helped him find some love for the game again. And so why don't I give this one more try? I don't want to have any regrets that I gave away my chance before I was completely finished. Hurts getting ready. Bottom of the order due up for the Twins. Tony's at 89 pitches. They're going to say this hit Pages, by the way.
It bounced and hit his foot. Oh no, I got the front foot.
Either way, Pages is on. First time tonight after the 3-hit game yesterday. And Freddie talking about stringing together some of those multi-hit games. He's 1 for 2 with a walk today after 3 hits yesterday. Pages runs and then stops and retreats. Just don't know if he didn't like his jump there, and aborted. This has been the part of the order that's gotten it done for the Dodgers today. Freeman, Betts, Muncy, 6 out of 8 together. Mookie Betts, the biggest reason for that. 3 for 3 with a home run and a double.
And he scalded 3 balls too. It's, you know, some of the hits that he's garnered over the last week and a half. You know, they found some holes. Tonight they created holes.
It's his 3rd 3-hit game out of his last 11.
Yeah.
On a 2-1 from Bonda. Freeman with Pages running takes. Throw from Caratini, not close to in time. This time he liked his jump. He stuck with it, and he steals second.
Is that the second bag for the Dodgers tonight, right? Max Muncy had one earlier. Really no chance for Caratini there.
Eighth for Pages, but his first in a month. Freeman lines the ball to center field for a base hit. Pages retreated at first, so he saunters on to third, and they've got him cornered for Betts, who heads up there with a home run in the second, a single in the third, and a double in the 5th. And as you said, he did not luck into any of them. Crushing his 300th home run. Single is smoked. Great defense as well. And that double down the right field line. Dodgers don't have a cycle in 9 years. Mookie's got one in his career, his MVP season 2018 up at Toronto.
Last two ball games, the Dodgers find themselves up for the 29th time with a runner in scoring position.
On an 0-1 pitch, Betts takes very high. Count evens 1-1. Yesterday those 12 runs, even though they only had one homer, came from Alex Call. It was these clutch hits.
Well, remember the first night 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position.
Turned that on its head yesterday. First and third, one away in a one-run game. Betts takes downstairs. He's ahead 2-1. Dodgers looking for insurance going into the late innings. Ohtani at 89 pitches. Hurt has continued to warm. It looks like the bullpen may take over. Yoendrys Gomez getting ready for the Twins. Defense playing Betts drastically to pull. Right side is wide open. He pops it up on the left side. Lee with the call and the catch for out number 2.
As great a night as Mookie has had, offensively and defensively, he is going to stew at that one right there.
Because he didn't have to get a fourth hit.
Didn't have to get a fourth hit. You got first and third. I mean, it's got RBI written all over it.
Up to Muncy here with 2 out. 2 for 3 in today's game with a run knocked in. Above 500 with runners in scoring position the last 3 weeks. First multi-hit game though for Muncy in 2 weeks. Pages at third, Freeman at first. The 1-1 from Banda. That's strike 2 on Muncy. There goes Freeman on strike 3, and that's the inning. Dodgers strained a couple here in the 7th. 7th inning stretch is brought to you by Sit and Sleep, SoCal's most trusted mattress store. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. Dodgers 4, Twins 3. Back-to-back 3-run frames for these two teams. Traded in the 2nd and the 3rd and nothing since. Now the call to the bullpen is brought to you by Jacoby and Myers. Kyle Hurt, who's warm in last inning, is into the game. Yeah, Brooks Lee leads off and takes ball 1. Ohtani was only at 89 pitches, but this part of the order right here is the part that gave him the hardest time. Bottom 3 in the order against Ohtani was 4 for 5 with a walk. Knocked in 2 of the 3, scored 2 of the 3. Lee has reached both times. Singled and scored and walked against Ohtani. Ball 2 from Hurt. Scoreless inning on Monday and that 2-1 Dodgers win. That's a 4th straight scoreless outing for Hurt after the rough start to this month of June. There's a strike. Challenge from Rushing and a good time
The
for
catcher's
it.
time's in the pitch.
Excellent time for a challenge. Get an out here if he's right.
Call is overturned. Pitch is a strike.
At least avoid the walk. Now look for that out.
Just getting ahead of myself, Joe.
See where you're headed, though.
Trying to think positive.
It's gone to 3-2 on Lee. You're hurt.
Well, no, that's why I did challenge, because if he doesn't get that, that would have been a ball 4, and he would have got down to first. That's why it was an excellent point to challenge.
Yeah, I wasn't arguing the fact that it was a good time to challenge. I was arguing that it was an out.
Oh, right, yeah.
And now it's a walk, so.
Oh, man, there you go.
We argued for nothing. Just to close the book on Shohei Ohtani, these 6 innings, 3 runs, 1 of them was unearned. ERA now 158. Career best 100-mile-per-hour fastball velocity.
And I think you brought it up earlier about, you know, there was some emotion tonight with Show, and he took it to another level with the velocity, and I mean, you use the word edge, and I mean, that's probably the best way to describe it.
Gray, the 8-hitter. Muncie's on the grass at third, thinking there could be a bunt here. Tying run at first. Nobody out in the 7th. Gray showing no signs of squaring. You know, Hurt, those rough outings early this month, walks had a big hand in that. Yeah, there was a big swing in a couple of those, but walks set the table. Not normally somebody that walks many, but it's a leadoff walk that has the tying run on here in the 7th. Here's his 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. First start of this series for Gray. 4th year in the big leagues. Couple games at Tampa Bay, 7 games with Miami, 8 games in Oakland. Went back to Tampa Bay for a handful of games last year. Now at the age of 30, getting his first real shot on this 1-2 from Hurt. Find out after a toss over. Three stolen bases this year for Lee. 3 years in the majors, he's got just 9. Not running. Swing and a miss. Hurt strikes out Gray for the first out of the 7th.
Just rearing back and gets a big swing and miss, leaving that runner at first base, and still keeping that double play in order. Kreidler has hit a couple of ground balls this evening. One snuck through the infield. Mookie the other time made a great play.
And the one that snuck through the infield gave the Twins the lead in the 2nd inning. Only gotten 1 hit since. A double from Tristan Gray back in the 4th. Laid off, ball 2. Hurt's 2-0 pitch after a toss over. Dodgers have been playing almost nothing but 1-run games lately. Yesterday was the exception. That 12-3 cruise. 2 balls and 1 strike. And they've won 6 of the last 7 1-run games. They were below 500 in 1-run games prior to this stretch. Pop up into center field for Andy Pages. The call and the catch. 2 gone in the 7th.
Hey, all those one-run ball games. You mentioned the blowout last night and the blowout in that Baltimore game as well. Very similar.
So 2 outs in the 7th inning. Top of the order, Trevor Larnach. Came into this game hitting .500 over the last week, but he's 0 for 3 today. Happy to have Ohtani out of there. Former first-round pick. There goes Lee. Throw from Rushing. Oh, Betts stumbles and the throw goes into center.
Rush makes a good throw too. I mean, it's Mookie just got clipped on the bag right there.
Stolen base for Lee. Tying run into scoring position with 2 out. 0-1 to Larnach. In the dirt for a ball. Larnach, a .370 hitter with runners in scoring position this year. The Twins have been the best runners in scoring position hitting team in the majors. And Larnach the best of the bunch. The 1-1 pitch. Ball 2. Buxton's on deck.
A great pick right there by Rush. Just kind of swiped at that thing, but kept Lee from getting to third. Look at that. Not much you can do, but he picks it.
Hurt home with a 2-1. Larnach takes inside, ball 3. And flirting with trouble here if you invite Buxton into the picture. Lee takes his lead as Hurt comes home, and that's ball 4. The second walk of the inning. First and second with 2 gone, and Byron Buxton coming up. Alex Vesia started to warm. Mark Pryor's on for a visit with Hurt. The left-handed batting Cody Clemens is on deck. And so Buxton, the best the Twins have. 0 for 3 in tonight's game, but 25 home runs, tied for the American League lead after he hit 35 last year. Certainly headed to the All-Star game once again this year. Hurt has made a tough assignment for himself right here with 2 walks. As good as Buxton has been, and as great as this Twins team has been in clutch situations, crazily, he's on the other end of that spectrum. 1 for 26 this year with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Lee at second, the tying run. Larnach at first, the go-ahead run. Hurt delivers. Buxton takes a strike. Strike 2. Hurt quickly ahead after a couple of free passes in this inning. Defense shades Buxton to pull. Hurt fires an 0-2.
Just elevated that fastball. He's got him set up for a changeup down in the dirt. See if he's aggressive and goes after it. Good count.
There was, but Buxton took it and the count evens up.
I double up, come right back with it.
He did, and put it on a tee and got away with it.
I mean, if he locates that pitch, he swings right through it. I mean, you mentioned it. Center cut right there, and Buxton still couldn't do anything with it.
Now a slider and a pop up to first for Freddie Freeman. Kyle Hurt gets out of it. Twins strand 2, and we go to the 8th. The road ahead is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. The off day tomorrow, and then a 3-game series with the Padres coming up this weekend. The Padres have gotten things going a little bit. They're trying to sweep the Atlanta Braves tonight. Pitching matchups for those 3 games: Sasaki and Vasquez on Friday, Yamamoto and Buehler on Saturday, Sheehan and Michael King on Sunday. Kyle Hurt able to eke his way out of that inning unscathed. Dodgers stay ahead 4-3, and Alex Caw leads off the top of the 8th. Yoendrys Gomez on to pitch for the Twins, and he's in there with strike 1. Gomez was acquired from Tampa Bay last month. He had a +6 ERA with the Rays. He's got a 137 with the Twins, and they've already pretty much made him the closer. 5 teams, 4 years in the majors. That includes a handful of games with the Dodgers early last year. Reliever is the position where most often you see a guy totally change his production, how successful he is when he goes to a new team. So he's come to Minnesota. He's dropped his arm slot a little bit, started throwing his sweeper more. Easy to see those tangible changes, and he's gotten the results from them. Here's his 2-1 to call. It's a fastball fouled off, 2-2.
Basically a 4-pitch guy as well. Throws that fastball about 45% of the time. And there's a sweeper, cutter, and sinker.
One of 11 guys that's gotten a save already for the Twins. That is already a franchise record, and we're just now at the halfway point of the year. Call puts it in play to shallow center field. Buxton comes on and makes the catch. Dodgers 4, Twins 3, top of the 8th inning. Up comes Ryan Ward. 0 for 3 today and 0 for 5 in this series. For the Twins in the 8th inning, Clemens, Bell, and Lewis, or Clemens, Bell, and Caratini due up. And Alex Vesia continues to get ready for him. Dodgers trying to finish off the first half with a Major League best 52nd win. Halfway point last year and the year before, they sat at exactly 50. Another one way up there. Gray the call. And the catch, 2 out. So here's Rushing saying, thank God Joe Ryan's out of there.
Yeah, it wasn't seeing the ball well off him, to say the least. But after he got done doing that, thanking God for that, the next he's going to be asking for contact here. He has done a nice job, though, behind the plate the last few innings. You know, he's made challenges in the right situation. He's won those challenges, navigated through some tough spots for the pitchers.
Foul ground at third. Lee's over to give it a look. He has room. And Yoendrys Gomez has a 1-2-3-8.
The first 40,000 fans on July 6th will take home an exclusive Freddie Freeman 18th inning walk-off bobblehead presented by 76. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Dodgers by a run, last of the 8th inning, looking for the sweep over the Twins, and Alex Vesia comes on to pitch. He's put up zeros in 16 of his last 17 appearances and 31 of his 34 this year. Tommy Edman checks into the game in left field, replacing Ryan Ward. So you can plug him into the 7 spot in the order. Chances are doesn't get back to him if this game ends when the Dodgers hope that it does. Strike one from Vesia to Cody Clemens. It's Clemens, Bell, and Caratini here in the 8th. Twins got 3 runs in the 2nd and just 1 hit since. By the knuckles with the fastball. Alex Vesia, a little bit like tonight's Twin starter Joe Ryan, where it's not crazy velocity, but that high fastball hitters just have a hard time finding. Foundational pitch. Swing and a miss on the slider that statistically has been the pitch this year. Opponents are 1 for 29 against it.
Well, he finds himself ahead in the count, and he's only used that pitch once, and that was for a ball. He's thrown 2 sliders and can go either or right now.
Up to 94 that time, and it's 2-2. Clemens in this game is 0 for 2. He's gone deep 11 times this year. A lot of those home runs have come recently. And he's had a flair for big hits in his time with the Twins back about a year. 2-2 pitch. Down on a fastball.
There's that fastball you were talking about, elevated, and Cody just cannot catch up to it. That's a strike, too, at the top of the zone. I'm telling you, that elevated fastball tonight, the only one that's got on top of it, Mookie Betts, right-handed hitter.
Switch hitter here, Bell. Betts right-handed against the lefty Vesia. Bell, one of the hottest hitters in the American League this month, but he's out in front of a changeup on a night where he's 0 for 3. 33 years old, his first season in Minnesota, having a nice year. It's by far the most aggressive he's ever been. Came out swinging right there, chases again, and it's 0-2. So you talk about the slider having only given up 1 hit this year. The changeup right there has only given up 2. And the fastball's the 1.
Right.
It sets it all up. Andrew Morris getting ready for the Twins. 9-1-2 for the Dodgers in the top of the 9th. Back-to-back strikeouts for Alex Vesia, and he struts his way around the mound. Ten total for the team tonight.
This is just great location, too. Bell doesn't pull the trigger. He thinks that thing's just going to run away, and it holds.
Caratini not out of the woods yet. Caratini's hit it hard a couple times today. Started their 3-run rally with a base hit, came in to score in the 2nd.
Got Robleski last night on a fastball inside.
For his 6th home run this year, part of a monster month of June. We were talking about it last night, just a little change to where his hands were positioned. And he's taken off. 32-year-old in his 10th year. On a 1-0 from Vesia. Takes it down the middle. 1-1. A couple of hitters looking in between. Strike two.
I mean, you're right. It's like you're sitting on fastball. He gets the change, and then you're thinking change up. He gets the fastball. It's a worse feeling to have as a hitter.
And now you find yourself with 2 strikes. What's he going to bring you here? It is a changeup that's hooked into left field and a base hit. Caratini's impressive summer continues. Twins have the tying run aboard again.
Went to the changeup one more time. Just didn't get it down enough. But you mentioned you got to credit Caratini. He's having a heck of a June, and it just continues.
So this inning kept alive for Royce Lewis. Those numbers you see largely because of a bad first month and a half. Different guy since a stint in AAA to finish off May. 0 for 3 tonight, though. And he's just as happy to have Ohtani out as Rushing was to have Joe Ryan out. And 2. Down the line, foul. And a broken bat right there. Lewis will go get a new one. You ready for another 0-2 pitch? One-run win on Monday night. Blowout win last night. Another tight game here. Dodgers, after dropping back-to-back games for the first time in more than a month to finish off the homestand against the Orioles, are gunning for the sweep against the Twins. First of a 3-city trip. They'll go to San Diego and Sacramento from here. Another 0-2 from Alex Vesia to Royce Lewis. Driven to left field on the line and a base hit. Edman was playing extremely deep to make sure that nothing could get by him. Tying run into scoring position. Go ahead run aboard. Brock Stewart made his return from injury last night and getting warm. Mark Pryor for a visit. And Brooks Lee to the plate. When we wrap up, don't forget, stay tuned for Access Sportsnet Dodgers, presented by Mercury Insurance. Ellie in for John tonight. And Jerry talking about Mookie's 300th home run, starting the offense for the team in this game. That was in the second. All the offense in this game coming early. All 7 runs coming over the first 3 innings. Pinch runner at second. That's Kyler Fedko running for Victor Caratini. So a good time to make that move right there. It's a valuable guy, needless to say, out at second base in a 1-run ball game. Big time increase in speed. And Brooks Lee been going through a bit of a slump. Maybe that home run in the 9th inning last night that snapped an 0 for 11 unlocked him, because he's perfect today with a single and 2 walks. All that came from the left side of the plate facing Ohtani. Here we go. 2 on, 2 out in the 8th. Vesia throws upstairs, ball 1.
Lee will chase. He's very confident in his ability to put the bat on the ball. So you can't expand the zone on this young man.
Not nearly as good from this side of the plate. 10 of his 13 home runs this season have come from the left side. It's got Fedko at second. Swings and misses, 1 and 2. Twins have been able to get the big hit all season long. Been the best thing about Minnesota. Vesia to Brooks Lee. The 1-2 pitch. Deuce is wild in the 8th. The 2-2 from Vesia. Struck him out with the high fastball. And Vesia gets out of it as Hurt did an inning before. To the 9th inning we go. The Dodgers 4, the Twins 3. Well, if you tuned in late to this one, you missed everything. 4-3 Dodgers. All 7 runs coming over the first 3 innings. Dodger bullpen flirting with trouble these last couple innings, but getting out of it in both cases. Hurt in the 7th, Vesia in the 8th. Dodgers will look for some insurance here against Andrew Morris. Top of the 9th inning, 9-1-2 coming up. And Alex Freeland, who doubled and scored his first time and then was robbed of an extra base hit his last time, taking strike 1. Alex Jackson in to catch after they pinch ran for Caratini. Jackson from the San Diego area, Rancho Bernardo High School. Former 6th overall pick of the draft more than a decade ago with the Seattle Mariners. Bounced all over the place. Now his 9th different organization. And at the age of 30 hanging on. 0-2 on Freeland. Ohtani's on deck, then Pages. Sky high, shadow right. Clemens can't find it. Lucky for him, Gray can. Well, Ohtani has gone 1 for 4 at the plate tonight, and with his 6 innings pitched, now to a 1.58 ERA. Dodgers have 3 of the top 9 ERAs in the National League. Got Ohtani 2nd, Yamamoto's 8th, Robleski's 9th.
Show last 2 ABs gone down, hooking and swinging.
The catcher's challenge in the pitch.
Challenge right here from Jackson.
The call is confirmed.
And they're
Minnesota
out.
is out of challenge.
Line drive, right field, base hit for Ohtani. 6 innings on the mound, and now 2 hits at the plate.
Try to go with that off speed, that changeup, but Shohei just out in front a little bit. Still strong enough to fire it out there. Almost 100 miles an hour off the bat.
Brings up Pages.
Yeah, see him run right now and see Pages drive in somebody.
Ground ball to short. Kreidler's got it to second 1. Gray to first, double play. All right, fasten those seatbelts. To the bottom of the 9th we go. Tanner Scott on, looking for the save. Bottom of the 9th inning, Target Field in Minneapolis. Dodgers 4, Twins 3. Tanner Scott on, looking for the save, and what a season he's putting together. 10 out of 11, a 38-3 strikeout to walk ratio, and in his last 4 games, he's faced 11 hitters and he's faced 13 hitters and retired them all.
Yeah, he's really been electric. I mean, you go back to all the way back to where we got a month ago. He gave up 3 runs against the Phillies, and outside of that, I mean, he has just been elite. Did that in May, and I mean,
5 runs the rest of the year.
Yeah,
outside of that.
I don't think we realize how great he has been.
Pinch hitter, it's Austin Martin to pinch hit for Tristan Gray. 8-9-1 for the Twins. Kreidler and Larnach to follow. Yeah, it's more than a bounce back year.
Right.
The ERA is great, but it undersells how spectacular it's been. It's been better than the 2.25 ERA would indicate. Base hit the other way. Martin knifing one through the right side of the infield. He's got good speed, and he's on as the tying run.
Hits it on the backside, and you see Alex Freeland. He playing almost behind second base. Martin doing a nice job of just letting that ball travel and again hitting it to the big side of the field where you had fewer defenders.
8 stolen bases for Martin. He's got good speed, but not a great base stealer. 8 stolen bases. He's been caught 5 times. Kreidler flies the first one he sees to shallow right. Call is under it. There's the first out. And a pinch hitter for Larnach. It's Luke Keeschel. .300 hitter here in June.
I mean, you'd love to have him roll into a double play so you don't have to face the dangerous Byron Buxton on deck.
After the pinch hit, leadoff single from Martin. Dodgers by a run, trying to hang on, trying to hold on for the sweep. Scott comes home. Keeschel fouls it back.
Dodgers again. Freeland playing up the middle. Whole right side of the infield wide open, especially with Freddie holding on Martin at first.
Outfield plays very deep. Not wanting the ball to get to the wall that would tie this game. 0-1 pitch. Down and in for a ball. Strike 2. Man, he's just had that slider dialed this year.
Well, the thing about it is that they're not strikes, but the hitter treats them like a strike and offers at it.
That was the whole thing last year. There were strikes too much.
Yeah.
Here's his 1-2. Outside with a fastball to even it up. Slider this year, opponents are hitting 113. Last year was 267 with power. Scott's home with a 2-2. And it's full. Martin at first, the tying run. 1 gone in the 9th inning. Time taken by Keeschel.
This would be a great opportunity to throw that slider that ends up off the plate. Use the youngster's aggressiveness against him.
Here comes. That's what he did. He went around. Strike 3, 2 out.
It's a great call by Dalton Rushing. Even better execution by Tanner Scott, using the young hitter's aggressiveness against him.
And so it all comes down to Byron Buxton. Started the series by saying this is the headliner of the Twins, best thing about the Twins, and now hoping the series ends with him at the plate. Strike one. Ball one. Buxton homered in his first at bat of this series. 1 for 11 since. The 1-1 pitch. Lays off, ball 2. Cody Clemens is on deck.
Buxton is such a handsy hitter, so quick with those hands that he can wait and usually doesn't get fooled.
Fastball to the inside corner, strike 2, and the Twins are down to their last strike. It's full. Of course, you never want to see the tying run get into scoring position, but it's not the worst thing in the world here. A walk to Buxton with the left-handed batting Clemens on deck.
I mean, again, you're making an 0-2 pitch right here. You're living on that edge. You're trying to get him to chase because, like you said, if you walk him, oh well.
Head start for the tying run. There goes Martin. Swing and a miss and a Dodger sweep in Minneapolis. Bookend 1-run wins for the Dodgers around the blowout on Tuesday. 2-1, 12-3, and tonight 4-3 to finish off the sweep of the Twins.
Yeah, just another complete Dodger performance. Shohei really turning it on and doing it on the mound. Tanner Scott, Vesia, Kyle Hurt, Mookie Betts having a great ball game offensively, defensively doing it as well. Just a great series so far, and on to San Diego.
Down to the second city of this 3-city trip. A win for Ohtani, a sweep for the Dodgers. Off day tomorrow. In action with the Padres Friday night. That's on Apple TV. We'll be back with you on Saturday. Barry Karros, Kirsten Watson, the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from Minnesota. We'll talk to you again this weekend.